I teach people how to stay calm and clear-headed under pressure. And then, right in the middle of building my business, I got scammed. It wasn't about being naive or careless. It was about what happens in your body the moment fear, urgency, or hope takes over. A scam doesn't target your wallet. It targets your nervous system. And by the time the money's gone, your thinking brain was never even in the room. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on why the smartest, most capable people are so often the easiest targets and how to catch it before it costs you. This is the liberated life. Let's get into it. Scanners aren't after your logic, they go straight for your emotions: fear, urgency, panic, hope, even greed. When those flood in, your thinking brain goes offline and something more primitive takes over. That is emotional hijacking, and it happens to all of us. By the end of this, you'll see something. Every one of these scams, no matter how different, comes down to just five feelings. Watch for them. The first is the emotion of fear and urgency. Think government or bank impersonation. Your social security number has been compromised, or the IRS has a warrant for your arrest, or move your money to keep it safe. Now, this just happened to me recently. I applied for a trademark, and waiting to hear from the attorney who was reviewing it, I got an email saying they're ready to talk to me. So I made the appointment, got on the phone, ran through some details with him. It all sounded legit. He had all of the information about my trademark and the classes I applied for. He told me I was on a recorded line. He sent me a declaration to sign, and then he asked for payment. And I paid because of his authority and the sense of urgency. If I hadn't made that call, I go back to the end of the line. So authority and urgency got me to make that payment. End of story. I got the money back. That doesn't always happen. But that's what happens when we're feeling fear and urgency. I have another example from just last week when a friend of mine was called by the sheriff saying that he missed signing a subpoena and now there's a warrant for his arrest. And if he didn't come pay, the deputies would be dispatched in 45 minutes. Talk about fear and urgency. Another big one is panic and love. Those are huge emotions. These often come in the form of family emergencies. It even happened when I was growing up. When I was in college, my parents got a call from a kidnapper who said they had me. I can't tell you how embarrassing it was when all the police showed up at my dorm. Panic and love create an emergency for people where their brain goes offline and they're just responding in the moment. It also happened with one of my kids. She supposedly called her grandparents in the middle of the night to say she was in a foreign country. She'd made a terrible mistake, didn't have any money, and urgently needed to get home. They didn't even think. They didn't call me. They didn't call her. They didn't call her dad. They went straight to an institution and made a wire transfer in the moment. That's what happens when we're worried about family members. The scenario has just gotten stickier, where scammers are using AI to impersonate your child, your loved one that they say they have. They're using both AI generated voices and images to convince you that you need to make a payment to get your child back or your loved one. These are absolutely high stakes situations that take your brain right offline. You would do anything to get that person back. Let's talk about the emotions of loneliness and hope. These feed right into romance scams. Romance scams happen when we're on dating apps, social media. Sometimes we just even get a wrong number text that somehow becomes a friendship. Weeks or months of trust are built before anyone asks for anything. And all along, you think you're building something with somebody and they're just looking to scam you. I have a number of friends who over the years have been divorced, gotten on an app. They were love bombed, they were sweet talked, there were pictures, there were promises of a future, and always excuses why they couldn't meet. Eventually, a request for money was made, and then suddenly that person is gone. It's very painful and full of recrimination and shame. Let's talk about greed and financial hope. These usually have to do with investments or cryptocurrency with guaranteed returns. These might be AI trading groups, exclusive groups on WhatsApp. Some have celebrity endorsements. These are the highest dollar losses of any category. And again, once those emotions are triggered, we stop thinking and we just respond. And there are so many more. Fake toll texts, package delivery problems, tech support pop-ups, like your computer has a virus. That's as old as time. Try selling a car online these days and just watch the scammers pile into your DMs. You'll also find work from home job scams with a check that bounces. And another really cruel one, recovery scams targeting people who've already been scammed with, let us get your money back. So here's what I promised you. You don't need to memorize 100 scams. You just need to recognize 5 feelings. 1. Urgency. Act now. Fear. Your account has been compromised. Hope. You'll make a fortune. Love. I love you. I trust you. Isolation. Shh, don't tell anyone. Anytime you feel one of those rising, pause. That feeling, maybe your intuition, maybe your brain, is the tell. When those emotions get triggered, it's time to step back. One of the best things you can do is not answer your phone. I don't answer my phone unless it's somebody I know. And I always tell my husband, if it's important, they'll leave you a message. It's usually a scammer. If this has happened to you or someone you love, here's the question that changes everything. Not, how could I have been so gullible? Not, why didn't they know better? The question is, what need was the scam meeting? Especially when it comes to emotional scams, romance scams. Was the person lonely, grieving, afraid, craving security? Did they finally feel seen? When we understand the need underneath, the shame starts to dissolve, and someone who feels respected, not judged, is far more likely to talk to you and accept help. Because that's what it's really about, not judgment, but understanding. Next time, we'll talk about how to protect yourself and how to talk to someone you love who you're convinced is being scammed without pushing them away. Until then, stay steady. This is the Liberated Life.